Hello, travelers, and happy April Fool's Day. And happy birthday, all of you Aries suns out there. This is going to be an elemental fire reading for April 2019. Now, I had somebody email me the other day and ask me, well, why don't you do, an elemental regular reading and then an elemental romance reading? The truth is I don't have the time to do that. I post up both. I do 24 videos for the website every month. Along with articles, along with writing ebooks. I've been in a space for the past, I don't want to say month and a half, where I haven't been producing a lot of work, but that's because I've had a lot of other things happening in my personal life that I had to stop and take time out to deal with. So, typically I only do the one reading. I do it at the beginning of the month. I try to get it in at the beginning of the month. And that's to cover a 2-week period. But then those open readings throughout the course of the month can sometimes take up that slack. But the truth is that during that 2-week time frame, the timing, there is no timing in the tarot. So some of you, it could be right at the start of the month. Some of you might be picking up that same situation in the middle, and some of you might be from the middle to the end. The truth is that you don't have to wait to see what comes out on the YouTube channel to have me take a look at your situation. It does require a personal reading to look at the actual specifics of what's happening with you. I have readings from 20 minutes all the way up to 2 hours. My turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. I do not make people wait, like to make them wait. In addition to that, all of the articles and ebooks on astrology, magic and conjure work, on how to empower yourself and change whatever obstacles and challenges to change the energy around that. So I put out a lot of work and information. Speaking of which, website members, you should have gotten your newsletter. I'm going to be changing that from Sundays to Monday, I think, and gave you a bit of astrological information of what you can be looking at or keeping an eye on for the month of April as we move through. The first couple of weeks are going to be really, I feel, pivotal for some of you. But again, it's like the tarot. Some of you, it could, nothing happens at the beginning for the first 2 weeks, and then in the middle of the month, stuff starts happening. Then for some of you, near the end of the month, things start moving. That would also depend on the factors that you have in your chart. So that's why it's important for you to have your charts out, utilize your ebooks, and please ask questions if you have them. So with that being said, I don't know exactly what these cards are going to be reading, what the cards are going to be speaking about for you fire sign people. So depending on that will determine what clarifiers I use. It will also determine what oracle card you'll get to formulate your question for the cards for, okay? So we're just going to, I'm trying to think of the person I did the Akashic Records reading for. I want to say Diane. I don't think that's right. We just did it, I think, at the end of February. Please contact me. I have not heard from you, and let me know how you're doing. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to go ahead and invoke the my guides. So let me burn a little bit here, get my cauldron smoking. Oh yeah, and I have also just posted up an article on how to set up your own altar. Be this a altar for peace and contemplation, like a religious altar, or one for a particular, dedicated to a particular saint, an ancestral altar, or a working altar. Okay, so check that out. If you try it out, let me know. You have any questions, post up the comment underneath the post that was released yesterday. Well, the devil has popped out, fire signs. And we do have a Pluto and Saturn conjunction coming up very, very soon. the Four of Pentacles, but it turned upside down. Now, you guys know I don't read reverse cards, but I'm going to let that stand as it is. And that's, well, let's just say the rest of the cards. This is general, and the messages will not resonate with everyone. The Queen of Swords. The Six of Cups. The Nine of Pentacles. Wow. Right underneath that Four of Pentacles. Isn't it something reversed? Huh. Eight of Pentacles. Well, well, well. This speaks to some kind of loss to me. This might be a legal issue for someone out there. It may have to do with children, so this could be a child custody issue, or an alimony issue. That will be coming into play, these legalities, around April 10th for some of you, because Jupiter is going to go retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. This could be, he will also, Ceres will also be traveling backwards, retrograde. Ceres is about sharing. How do you carve up space? How do you carve up time? How do you share money? How do you, this could be about sharing a cubicle with someone, deciding to downgrade at work. Now you're going to be sharing your work duties with someone. It could be about child custody issues, as I say. Who has primary custody? Who doesn't? How do we work our schedule out where we both can see them? When do we do this? Is it during the summer? Because Ceres typically represents summer. She is the Empress in the tarot card. So this will be playing out for the next 4 months into August. Okay. Sagittarius is also about religious beliefs, philosophy, higher education, publishing, the internet, imports, exports, immigrants, immigration, immigration with an E, those types of issues and the legalities that can be surrounding that. Foreigners, foreign people, foreign travel. The World card. Let me see if I can. The World card is here. Typically, and I have 2 Saturn cards here, so that's quite interesting. Saturn always speaks to limitations or delays, restrictions of some sort. The Devil energy can be either that idea that you yourself are keeping yourself in a particular situation, maybe out of obsession, illusion, control. There could be some kind of property issues, third dimensional issues, so money, cars, sex, food, those kind of things, houses, property. The World card on a Saturn is that limitation or that restriction, saying this is a not yet moment. You're almost at the end of this particular cycle, but it hasn't come to fruition yet. 9 of Swords. I have 2 9s here. Some of you want to move, change address, change of residence. For some of you, maybe you don't have children, and maybe you don't, own a house or land, but say you live in an apartment and you go to work every day. So this change of address or this residence could be you don't want to leave your apartment, but maybe you want to get that promotion. You want to move offices, you want to move floors, you want to move within the company. That's what Capricorn represents, your highest ideal and ambition. And this card is about either someone preventing you or trying to control the situation, but it could also be the idea of what are you going to chain yourself to? Okay? How hard are you going to be committed to this? What are you willing to literally chain yourself to in order to get what you want? This implies that there's a bit of freedom for some of you, but you haven't gotten there just yet. Maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel. And here is the Hermit card. 3 9s. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, and the Hermit is a 9 card. So I have 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, 1, 2, 3 Pentacles, a Cup, and a Swords card. Over the whole reading is the Moon. Now this makes sense with this Queen of Swords. March 21st, we had the full moon in Libra. Well, for the month of April, we have a second full moon. And what I mean by that is we will have the full moon on March 21st was at 0 degrees Libra. The full moon for April will also fall in Libra, but it'll be at 29 degrees. 29 degrees is the end of a sign. That means that something is trying to culminate. Something is trying to end. Okay? And I do feel for some of you there may be some legalities involved in this. But basically, Libra is the sign of relating. So this could be this idea of some kind of opposition within yourself. It could be somebody opposed to you. It could be a situation that just doesn't seem like it's moving along. This can be contractual. It can be agreements. Okay? So the moon tells us that we have no clarity. Now we have a new moon coming up. Where's my thing? The new moon, I think it's going to be occurring in Aries. I'm not sure. Let me take a look. Let me get my... And that will be happening on the 6th of April. The new moon will be in Aries. And then that's on April 5th. April 5th or 6th, depending on where you live. And then on April 19th or 20th, we will have the full moon in Libra. Okay? So I have one person here, this Queen of Swords. It reads like both a person and or an energy. As a profession, the Queen of Swords can be a judge, a mediator of some sort. She speaks the truth. She's the arbiter of truth. She weighs up both sides, and then determines based upon all of the facts and circumstances and in an objective manner, renders her decision, right? She can be a police officer, a soldier, a lawyer, I said a counselor, a judge, a mediator, a writer, a publisher, an editor, a chef, anywhere where either logic or sharp cutting instruments, even a dentist, will be used. Okay. The first thing I want to look at, it's weighted. There are 3 major arcanas, and then there are 3 pentacles. And I feel for some of you, some kind of decision was made or will be. It's been taking a long time. You maybe felt tied to this certain circumstance. You felt at one point that everything was going to be resolved in an amicable manner, and you've just been kind of waiting on that word. Yeah, now I can finally move through this situation. But here I see there's some kind of loss here. There's some kind of someone refusing to budge on something, whether this is a financial issue, a property issue. But you know, as I always say, the coins are about the physical doing of something. So if somebody's not going to invest their money or share their money and their resources with you, they sure as hell ain't gonna share their time with you either. Okay? That means you're not getting squat from that person. So I'm not exactly sure if some of you did not get a proposal or get a what do you call it, a promotion. There is this thing of losing finances, but even still, with this 9 of Pentacles in the center, it speaks about still being in a very in a kind of a good place. You do have your skill, your knowledge, your experience. And what you're going to be required to do is buckle down. What are you going to... And just do the work. And I do see that it appears that something will either be shared with you or offered to you Why we go from the 9 to the 8? That is one pentacle. That's an Ace of Pentacles. So this is either the losing of something that maybe wasn't really that important in the grand scheme of things, or an offer coming in that's going to allow you to reset or restart. We are coming out of that Mercury retrograde, right? I feel that for some of you, you're very worried about this though, no matter what. And I feel that what you should be doing here with this Hermit card facing this 9 of Swords is taking a look at where that fear is really coming from. What is it based in? Is it reality or is it an illusion? The Hermit is not just a teacher. He is a scholar. His ideas about going within, getting to the truth of the matter. And keep in mind, truth is subjective. What we may both be experiencing the same thing. We may be in the same situation at the same place, looking at the same thing, but your interpretation of the truth of that situation is going to be quite different from mine. And so this is about taking a look at that. I also feel perhaps maybe for some of you, this is the fear that you're not going to be able to free yourself out of this situation. You're not going to be able, and maybe you need to go back to the drawing board. Take a step back. Reflect on what it is. And the reason why I say this is because this 8 of Pentacles is above this Hermit. And the 8 of Pentacles is the Apprentice card. This is the idea of working continually, but doing it in a manner in which it doesn't really, it's no big deal. You know, okay, so I got to go back and I got to do this over again. And the reason why I say over again is because we have this circle here of the World card. Sometimes that can be about things coming back around. Here with this 9 of Pentacles, okay, I got to give up something. And then I'm going to have to go back to work on it. Or I'm going to have to alter something. Or I'm going to have to change something. I'm going to have to change direction. And that is the truth of the situation. Now, I also feel that some of you feel as though with the Devil and the Hermit here on these corner cards in the center, that this is really a moment, a pause. I do feel for some of you that you are waiting. I don't know really what you're waiting for. You're waiting on something. And maybe you feel a bit isolated. You feel alone. Maybe you put in a bid on property, a house, and you didn't get it. Maybe you're waiting to hear back on that. Maybe you've applied for a loan with the bank. The reason why I say that is Capricorn. The Devil represents the sign of Capricorn. These are major institutions. These are banks. This is the government. This could be, you might be waiting on your income tax return still. You understand what I'm saying? Well, I tell y'all what, you know, they changed the date. It used to be April 16th. It has moved a day up. It is now April 15th. If you didn't know that and you haven't gotten your taxes done, you might want to file for an extension. If there's, if you're gonna, you know, if it's gonna require you to get all your stuff together, a lot of work done. I want to take a look at these 3 9s. Because some of you feel rather isolated and alone. Even though you're really not in a bad place. With the Moon card over the top of this, 2 things. One, especially the Moon with the Devil. In Conjure, that typically is a sign that there's somebody working against you, actively working against you, whether they're doing it on a 3rd dimensional or they're doing it on a spiritual level. Okay? But it also asks you to take a look at what your fears are. If you are obsessed with something, you can't let it go. Why is that? Is somebody obsessed with you and they don't want to let you go? Why is that? Okay? But it also says that there's no clarity on this situation. And because there's no clarity on it, there are a bunch of fears coming up from the surface. And you are asked to look at the truth of this situation. Work on whatever that thing is. Okay? And I do feel that some of you just feel like you've been going in circles. Okay? So let's take a look at these 3 9s. Then we're going to look at the Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords as they relate to the Devil, the World, and the Hermit card. Okay, that's a bunch of big energy. I'm just going to tell you. So first, let's look at the three nines. I can actually do it right here. I'm going to give you two interpretations of the three nines. The three nines imply good luck and or a surprise windfall. That's the first. Maybe it's being worked on. Okay. And what you're supposed to be doing is putting your plans into motion. Okay, so that you can take advantage of that. Those two full moons falling in the same sign, 0 Libra on March 21st, and then on April 20th, 21st, roughly around there. That moon at 29 degrees, full moon at 29 degrees Libra. There it is. The other meaning, that's what I was looking at, of three nines. Now, three nines says an important relationship lesson is being successfully integrated. Right. Because sometimes this is the soulmate card. This could be a twin flame situation. I don't know. You know, everybody's in a different place. Uh-oh. So let me take a look. First, I want to look at this... you know, Mercury still retrograde, still jacking me up. And remember, we still have Mercury retrograde. My phone has just stuck. Wait a minute. Okay, let's try that over again. My browser's stuck. Isn't that something? Okay, I want to take a look at this. I'm going to have to close it out. Let me just close it out. Okay, here we go. Don't know why that happened. All right, so what I want to do now, the first thing I want to do is look at this reverse Four of Pentacles, okay? I don't read... reverse cards just don't speak to me. So I'm going to give you the keywords. There's a lot of stuff happening. It says suspension, delay, loss, opposition, obstacles, hindrances, postponements, jealousy, envy, greed, attachment to material items and subjects. The reverse Four of Pentacles indicates one who is too attached to the materialistic realm. This person enjoys power and always wants to be in charge. They will put in extra effort towards attaining money, financial, or material gain. The reverse Four of Pentacles signifies a miserly tendency and reveals a negative attitude in holding on to what one has at the expense of embracing anything new and fresh. Miserliness can be extended to the realm of emotions. One's attitude towards money as a valuable commodity can be linked to one's feelings about oneself and others as valuable and worthwhile. Therefore, stinginess with money is associated with lack of emotional generosity. It may also indicate as much fear of losing emotionally as there is of losing financially. The reverse Four of Pentacles tells of someone becoming a miser. It also tells of this energy stifling the financial flow. The reverse Four of Pentacles indicates a reluctance to give up anything or to share fairly. This can apply to a relationship or career or any other aspect of life. A fear of failure and loss is most likely the root cause of this attitude and needs to be addressed. That's exactly what I was saying. You need to take a look at that crap. The reverse Four of Pentacles may indicate that others may be jealous of your wealth or social standing and are plotting to create obstacles for you. Remember I said that. This could either be the moon and the devil will usually show up in conjure work as somebody doing negative works against you. They may be holding you down. They may be hexing you, cursing you, tripping you up, confusing you, throwing blocks and obstacles in your way. It says reverse. The Four of Pentacles indicates that you will enjoy a financially rewarding period, but in order to gain this material wealth, you may have to experience a loss of some sort. See, that's what I was saying. It's like it's not really that you've lost anything. You may have lost a little bit. Those are Five Pentacles. But some of you are fearful of that. And that's that idea of having to, you know how you hear me always say, you can't grab a hold of anything new until you let go of the old? While your fist is clenched, you can't hold anything else. A form of inheritance may be gained through the death of a relative or close friend when the Four of Pentacles appears reversed. Alternatively, it may be suggesting the end of a relationship or partnership, which will result in a quote-unquote payout of sorts. That goes back to that job situation I was talking about. The reverse Four of Pentacles may be suggesting the end of a job, occupation, or career path. You may receive a retrenchment payout at this time. You will lose your job security, but will gain monetarily in the short term. Maybe that's what that is. Okay. Reverse the Four of Pentacles may be indicating that a person is acting in a greedy and stingy manner. It may be that the person is cutting themselves off from the world at large. It tells of a need to establish new plans so that you are prepared when upsets and or delays take place. Opposition may delay future plans. It would be advisable to have an alternative plan or option ready just in case. Money spent unwisely is implied by the reverse Four of Pentacles. It may also imply irresponsible decision making, false economy, greed, and the squandering of resources. You are to keep a check on this to your own financial stability and security. Well, well, well. Now let's see what this Four of Pentacles means as it relates perhaps to the devil. Now, here with the moon over it, is an indication that there may have been deceptive undercurrents and hidden things you are not aware of at this time. Investigate any propositions thoroughly prior to committing to anything. Check all details and ensure you are 100% positive before you commit. That's the truth of this situation. Appearing next to the moon, the Four of Pentacles, it's not next to the moon, but it indicates that there are many undercurrents within a situation, and you are to investigate all offers and propositions. Do not sign any legal documents or binding documents until all is clear and upfront. Okay. Six of Cups. I'm telling you, these cards, they just tell it like it is. All right, Six of Cups. Let's take a look to see if it means anything with the moon. Brings a message that an issue or regrets from the past have not been fully resolved and they may come back to haunt you. Remember I said something coming back around? Keep your emotions balanced and remain aware of the emotional lesson of the experience or experiences. It may remain to haunt you until the issue is fully understood and dealt with. Do not fall into the same trap again. It is a time to look realistically at a situation or issue that has not been going to plan of late and to see where you may have misjudged or miscalculated. Well, it also speaks to concern from the past, about concerns from the past that will come up and suggest that somebody feels misunderstood. That's that card. Nine of Pentacles. Oh, these cards are speaking today. This was only supposed to be a 20-minute reading, but it looked like I'm going to have to go a little over, or a lot over. Nine of Pentacles with the World card. It indicates that you are ready to move on to the next step along your path. It tells of major moves, relocations, and huge lifestyle changes. It also tells of extensive journeys or travel that will be beneficial in the long term. I think this is why you are being asked to, sometimes this card will talk about being able to rest and take a break. Okay? Sometimes it does. 8 of Pentacles. Nothing about the 8 of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. I'm going to look at this card, the Devil, and the 9 of Swords card here. With the clarifiers, I'm going to be using the, I will pull 3 Lenormands on this Devil to determine what this is, or if this is a person. I do feel it is a person. Actually, no. My guides tell me to just use the playing cards. Okay, let's take a look at the 9 of Swords and what it may be telling us. It tells me nothing. So let's get directly into this. This may be the idea that something has to come to an end. That's what I was talking to you about, the full moon at 0 Libra back in March, and the full moon at 29 Libra. For some of you, this is going to be an opportunity to wrap this up, whatever this is. Okay. You got a little bit more to do, but it's really asking you to look at the truth of the situation. And, you know, Libra is the sign of relating. And it's always, I always tell you, no matter what type of relationship you find yourself in, you yourself are always the most important component in that. So this is about being able to come to some kind of compromise or agreement or acceptance in which you can still walk away from this and look at yourself in the mirror by upholding what's true for you, what your own values are. Okay? Ace of Spades. Wow, on the Devil. Queen of Wands. Now there's our fire queen. And there's another 4 of Pentacles. Look at that. I will show you these cards. Let me take a quick look at this 9 of Swords. Jack of Hearts. 2 of Diamonds. And the 6 of Spades. Yes, I feel for some of you, this is the idea that someone would be a younger admirer. This is a relating issue and a relationship issue. May be cheating, and there may be a breakup here. I'm not gonna lie. Now, is that because there is a third party here? Well, I have 3 court cards, 2 queens, and a jack. In terms of the working conditions, this is could be somebody gossiping about you, who has thrown up blocks. They don't want to see you get ahead. In which case, I say that you still are standing in a solid position. Okay? So, let's take a look at this. The Ace of Spades speaks to tragic endings, not wanting to let go of something. Falling on the Devil card speaks volumes. Sometimes it can be about death. But it basically just speaks to misfortunes, bad luck, you know, just the shit not going well. That Queen of Wands is either going to speak to that fire element, or it's going to be talking about somebody in a work capacity. What you do, not what you do for a living, but the idea of just you working. Okay? The 4 of Pentacles, interestingly enough, or 4 of Diamonds, says financial security, financial deals, mortgages, escrow, certification, degrees, grants, scholarships, licenses, approvals of all kind. But we see that was not how it turned out. I'm going to give you a second meaning of that. Let me finish the first meaning here with these. The Jack of Hearts will typically speak to somebody, a male, might have water, might be a water sign individual, a younger admirer. Typically, this is going to be somebody that is maybe kind and generous and good-hearted, but they show up as a jack. This is not a king. It's a jack. So this is like a knight or a page. Okay? The Two of Diamonds. Hold on. It says money, money, money. Outcoming, ingoing. This is on property bids. It says whatever else is coming, money or whatever, it will arrive in twos. And it signifies the number 2 in terms of a time frame. So this could be 2 days, 2 weeks. Okay. The Six of Spades. This could be the idea that something has happened twice. The Six of Spades says divorce and dissolutions of all types of partnerships, business and personal. It signifies a troubled marriage and a letting go in all kinds of relationships. Remember that moving that I was talking about? For some of you, this could be both. You're breaking up, somebody cheated on you, you're breaking up, and you're losing your job, right? Okay? Now, let's look at, sometimes shit happens like that. Let's take a look at the secondary meaning. The Ace of Spades says misfortune, sometimes associated with death, but more often than not, it is a difficult ending. Remember I said this is about obsession and illusion and not wanting to let something go. The Queen of Clubs is self-explanatory, a woman with fire in her chart, predominating her chart, or she could be a businesswoman. This Four of Diamonds, however, it talks about a financial upswing. So this is either you not sharing or you being attached to the wrong things or wanting to be with somebody for the wrong things or focusing all of your energy on the wrong things. Because down here, the Jack of Hearts says a warm-hearted friend, a younger person, and can often point to an admirer. But here with this Two of Diamonds, a business partnership and or a change in the relationship, and it speaks to gossip. Now, traditionally, the way this card always shows up for me, because it's like the Six of Swords, this talks about breakups. But the secondary meaning of this card says that there are going to be some small changes and improvements. And I think that basically what this is, that's why this card has shown up. Okay? You're going to have to look at it. You're going to have to work on it and figure out, no matter what has happened, will be happening, how it came about, what was misunderstood, what was said, how it was done, what you've lost. You really need to look at it. And in looking at it, you can, in effect, make those small changes and improvements for yourself. Because it's almost like you've gone backwards. You went from the very end of the cycle to back to the 9. Being frozen in place, but you're stuck there so that you can get an opportunity to get a real handle on whatever this thing is. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to pull a psychic oracle tarot for you, so we can try to get to the, I don't know, the essence of this. So go ahead and formulate your question for the, oh, it's another Hermit card. It says solitude. It's another Hermit card. I just flew out of there. Y'all saw it. Stop. Your soul is calling out and needs to be honored and heard. The answers you seek aren't necessarily found in the outer world. The time has come for you to step back and withdraw from outside commotion. The Solitude card is a reminder of how important it is to pause, still the mind, meditate, reflect, reevaluate, and discover the wisdom or those lessons that the card's saying that are trying to be integrated as the answers within the very soul of your being. When you become more aware of your soul and heart, you strengthen the link to the divine source, and you are able to once again remember your true perfection. Meet your soul halfway and schedule some alone time to commune with your soul, and also to give the power of spirit the opportunity to reinvigorate you with life force and vitality. Conserve your energy and deal with one thing at a time as you follow the prompts from within. When it comes to moments of quiet inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it is the quality that counts. Let me say that again. When it comes to moments of quiet and inner solitude, it really isn't about quantity, it's the quality that counts. And that is true for every single area of your life. It's not how much, how often, how big, it is the quality. Okay? The soul constantly draws to itself what it needs in order to learn and grow. For example, during this period, someone may step into your life, and by sharing his or her own experiences, you may receive some helpful insight and wisdom into your own. Someone who's bringing you the truth of balancing out that emotion, the purity of it, the unconditionality of it. But it doesn't necessarily have to do with the other person or the situation. It is about you, always. So, that's what I have for you, fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. I hope that message helped. You're interested in a reading, simply click on the I, and that'll take you directly over to the website. If you want to come join, I have 3 different levels of membership. And even if you get the 30-day, you still get your 3 free charts. You still get access to the galleries. You still get your ebooks, all of the articles. And I honestly have a feeling that that article that I posted about setting up that altar, the altars, is for somebody out there of that fire sign persuasion. Okay? So, until next time, namaste.